Hey makers, it's Charlotte with the Wood & Wick Co. And today I'm going to be talking to you about how to choose your brand name. So this video is for you makers who are starting a maker's business and you are in the process of figuring out what your brand name should be and most likely exploring what your overall branding looks like. Such a daunting process to determine what your brand name is because you want to choose something that you're gonna love forever and that your customers are gonna love and will be recognizable. So it's easy to put a lot of pressure on yourself when it comes to making this decision, and it can feel as hard as picking your child's name. So I completely understand that, and I hope that this video will help alleviate some of that pressure and give you guys a good idea for where to start. So anytime I'm trying to name something, the first place I go is thesaurus.com. So I have my computer here. I will always hit thesaurus.com and just kind of use that as some sort of journey that I go on in the internet while I'm trying to figure out a name for something. And I'll start with maybe an idea of what I want the brand to be about. So if your brand is about being natural, something starting as simple as just Googling the word natural or earth or things like that in the thesaurus can really take you down a path and lead you to your brand name. So highly suggest using the thesaurus as a great starting place. You can also use Pinterest and other sort of market research like that as a sounding board to look at what other brands who are in a similar space to you have named their companies. So if you're in the luxury space, or as I mentioned, if you're in the eco-friendly, more natural space, finding other brands that align with what you're looking to do with your brand can be great inspiration just in terms of overall branding and your brand name. So another great place to start. When it comes to choosing your brand name, you want to select something that people can say, that they can remember, and that is something that's easily recognizable. So you don't want to have a super long or hard to understand brand name that people aren't going to be able to easily remember. It can also help to have the brand name tie in somehow to either your mission or your personal story and why you started your company, but it doesn't have to. Sometimes your brand name doesn't mean anything in relation to yourself personally, and that's okay. You can still think of a great brand name that way. Lastly, you want to check and make sure that nobody else is already using this brand name for the same thing that you are. So you can start by going to uspto.gov if you're in the United States, and you can see if anybody else has filed for a trademark or has an active trademark on the name that you're looking at. So that's a great place to start, especially before you get committed to a name. You can bounce it off of uspto.gov and you can ensure that nobody else is already using the name before you fall in love with it. So hopefully this helped you guys. If you have any questions on how to create your brand name, or you're just looking for feedback on your brand name, I would highly suggest you join our Facebook group. It's called Wood & Wick Candle Making. You can ask our community and I'm sure you'll get tons of feedback and constructive criticism on your brand name from our community. And we would love to hear what you guys are thinking. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel to stay in the know on all the latest makers tips and tricks. Happy making!